All right. Hello, everybody. It is July 9th here, 2020. Hard to believe we've all been locked down here for most of the year. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I got to tell you, we were just contemplating this last night of like what this has done to us and our little family here with me and Barb. And we came to the conclusion that we are healthier, wealthier, and wiser because of it. So, not to make fun of, a tragedy going on for certain people, but it's actually working out for us.
Yeah, you're right.
Having to stay home, we're not spending money. We're doing projects around the house that we've neglected for years, and just really kind of getting with the program. So anyway, we can open up to questions if you guys have questions, or I can let you know what's going on over on this side.
Okay, well, I've got a question.
Okay, go ahead, Roy.
John, I sent you an email about Video Dominator.
Yes.
It's one of your resources in ACT. And you sent me back that you've set me up, but then you said something about look for a welcome email.
Okay, did you not get the email?
I didn't. What email address would that come in as?
It would. I'm not really sure what most of these things are third-party software.
Okay.
I've purchased like reseller licenses where I can give them, to all the members. So I'm not really sure, like, exactly what email addresses that they come from. But I do have I have the address, like where you would log in.
Okay,
So,
well, it'll probably come with that domain.
yeah. Yeah, if you don't have, if you didn't get login information, I set the
No.
accounts up so I know, how I set it up for you. So I can email you directly if you didn't get
Okay,
it. Just shoot me
that'll
an
be
email.
great. And if you could talk a little bit about what it does too, because there wasn't as much information as I would like in there.
Okay. It's an interesting program. When I saw it get promoted, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Even though I haven't been doing, much video myself, I do a lot of video, like, for product creation, but I haven't been doing much video yet for actual marketing, which that's kind of my next step here. And I'm going to do that probably in this next quarter coming up.
Right.
I'm interviewing people right now for running Google paid ad campaigns, not so much for the pay-per-click part, but for the YouTube part.
Excellent.
So I've got a couple of really good ones that look excellent. One I know is a very credible source because it comes out of the Ryan Dice camp and the days when I was working with them. So I know they know what they're doing. They're quite expensive though. It's like you look at the cost for them to run your campaigns and you're like, holy shit. If I was running, $20,000, $30,000 worth of pay-per-click a month, it would be well worthwhile. But, for me, I'm going to probably start out maybe $1,000 or $2,000 a month. So their management fee is more than that. So I'm like, wow, I'm going to be paying double for my ads here right out of the gate.
Yeah.
But I've got another company that later this afternoon, I'm going to be talking with them. They are set up more as a white label service for pay-per-click. And I'm going to be looking at I know their costs, their pricing looks really good. And their game sounds really good. So now is my chance to grill them and find out if they really are as advertised. So, but as far as, I know the video ads are killing it. I know guys that are doing it. They say it's the cheapest advertising they've ever done and really effective. Because from, Google owns YouTube. So that's one of their properties that they can display ads on. So if you have video ad content, you can go in. It's the same part of your pay-per-click program. You know, it's in the Google AdWords part. And when you go in there to set up an AdWords account, you're typically doing that to run on their search network. But they also have other networks. They've got a display ad network where you can run display ads like banner ads out to their entire, world or universe of ad sites. And they've got the YouTube platform. So
okay, I didn't realize that. Good.
yeah, it's all through the same control panel. But I got in there, Michelle Calloway got in there to try and set it up. And I went into, I told her, I said, I'll do my best here with you, but I haven't been through it. And there was a lot of levers to pull. It was like, oh man, this thing's like, there's a lot of layers to this onion. So
Okay.
I'd really like to learn it from somebody that does it and has been successful at it. And that's kind of my goal. And then once I see them do it successfully for me, I'll know exactly what was done. And then I can
Right.
teach it better. Yeah, I can come back and show you guys, hey guys, here's how to do it.
Well, that sounds great.
But it's gonna cost me a little bit to get there and a little time. So
How to do what, John? I'm sorry, I was on the phone.
oh, this is for running video ads over YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Because it's really interesting. There's a couple of different ways. Like in Facebook, you can target by groups and likes and people that are following other people. There's a lot of different ways you can create an audience in Facebook to advertise to. Well, it's the same in YouTube. You can create a group of people that search for a particular phrase or even a part of a phrase. Like you can do a broad match phrase where anything that has this particular word in it, any variation of that in a search phrase, and you can run an ad over that. And basically what happens when they click through, YouTube is a search engine. They're searching for content and video, basically. So let's say somebody comes onto YouTube and they type in blue suede shoes and, all this stuff comes up, all these different videos related to blue suede shoes. Well, if you've got a blue suede shoe ad, you can place it on top of that. So rather than their video coming up, your ad would come up right over the top of it, and they have to play at least 4 seconds of it before you can click off of it to get to the actual video that you wanted to watch. Now, if you can nail them in 4 seconds, they will continue to watch your video to the end, and then hopefully they'll take your call to action before you even get to the video you went there for. That's the name of the game. And another really cool part about it is if they
do that on porn sites too.
If they click to skip your video, you don't pay for it.
Yeah, that's the great part.
So that's really cool. So if you're trying to do branding and just get name recognition to maybe pique people's interest, if you just put your brand up there for the 4 seconds, they're just going to see your brand for 4 seconds. There's not a thing they can do about it. And it might irritate them a little bit. So as soon as they can click, they'll click to skip your ad and go to the video they wanted to watch, and you get that for free. So that's a different strategy. If you're trying to do branding, that's a pretty good way to get some free branding on a major platform.
John, can I ask a quick question about, can you choose, like if I know where my avatar is going to look?
Yes.
Like, so if I have, say, a competitor, or, can I say, I want my ad to be played on this person's videos on YouTube?
Absolutely.
Really?
That's another piece in there in the ad platform and the targeting. If you know specific video URLs that you want to advertise on, you can just drop in a list of them.
So instead of doing this myself, do you have a resource for someone who is technical enough to set it up?
That's what I was talking about on the beginning of the call. I'm actually interviewing 2 different players that are doing this. I'm going to have one or maybe both of them do it for me. so I can see their process and see which one of them is more successful and all that. And I can basically learn it to be able to teach it. But I don't want the learning curve. I don't want to go in and try and figure it out myself, because there's a
No, no
lot
way.
to it. I've already seen the back end. I'm like, oh, hell no. I'll let somebody that knows, somebody that spent 2 years figuring this out, tell me in 20 minutes how to do it.
Thank you.
That's why we're with you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
I spend a lot of time and resources to figure this stuff out for you guys.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it. That's for sure.
Like the video, like video Dominator that Roy was talking about to begin with. I look at most of the products that come down the line. I'm friends with most of these internet marketers that are building all this stuff. And a lot of times I'll get free copies of the stuff to review it, check it out. But even the ones that I don't get free copies, I usually buy them anyway. Like I take a portion, all you guys are giving me $30 a month, basically. I take a portion of those proceeds to give a budget to buy that stuff so I can tell you what's good and what's not, instead of you spending all your money to buy a bunch of crap and try and figure it all out. So when I find a good one, I'll spend the money and I'll buy the reseller license with the giveaway copies. That way I can just give it to you guys and you don't even have to pay for it. So I have a ton of stuff in the resources. That's exactly what it is. It's something that looked really good to me, whether I've used it or not. I've been through the beginning of it, the look through, the test, all that. And if it looks decent, I usually try and buy it so I can give it to you guys.
Wow.
So that's what the video Dominator was that Roy was talking about. It's and I never got back to answer your question, Roy, about what it does. So let me pull it up here.
Oh, great.
So inside the video Dominator, the first tab in there is keyword research. And what this is to tell you how many people are searching and what they're searching on inside YouTube itself.
Great.
That in itself can give you kind of a crystal ball into what to make videos about.
Yeah,
and
that's powerful.
possibly what to do ads around. So that's the first thing. The second thing is it analyzes the headlines and makes headline suggestions for you to rank videos in YouTube. The next tab is Viral Video Finder. So what that does is that helps you find videos that have gone or are going viral in the YouTube universe, so you can see why. You can kind of backwards engineer and say, what is it about this video that made it go viral? Or is it just viral because it's on this guy's channel and he's got 1 million viewers and that's why it went viral? But you'll find that, some videos do go viral. Like somebody might make a video, put it on YouTube, share it on their Facebook feed, and 20 of their friends see it and say, oh, that's too good. They share it. Now 20 of their friends, you can imagine exponentially 20 times 20 times 20 multiplied across 20 users every click down the line.
Yeah.
That's a shitload of viewers. So that's how things go viral. So it'll help you find those so you can see what is going viral in your market. There's also a thing called uRanker, which I haven't played with that, but that's something about tools to help rank your videos in YouTube. And then there's the uScheduler, which that is like if you've got a bunch of videos and you want them dripped out in a campaign over a month or 90 days or a year or whatever.
And can you share your screen? So
it will schedule those out. Yeah, I can share here for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the scheduler. And then you've got the uGraphics. This will help you create graphics, and there's an image library in here. And I haven't created anything. Like I said, I really haven't got in here to play around with this yet. But then there's a video creator to help you create videos. So this will grab like third-party videos that are out in public, that are publicly available, like stock video. So that's the categories. You get keyword research, headline creator, viral video finder, the ranker, the scheduler, the graphics program. Now, the graphics program, if I remember correctly, it's for creating the little thumbnail images. The thumbnail images in YouTube videos are really important. Like, there used to be in YouTube, before you could select your image, I don't know if you guys remember back that far, but when YouTube first came out, you didn't get to select what video image was going to be there. They took the frame from the exact center of your video, like the exact, you know, if it was 20 frames per second or whatever, they would calculate the frames in the entire video, divide it in half, and take the center frame, and that would be your image that would represent your video. So there was guys that were taking photos of girls in tube tops that were cropped so it looked like they were topless, and they would plug that in to the one screenshot in the middle of the video. So if it's 20 frames a second, they might put this in for 2 or 3 frames. The human eye doesn't even see it. So the image is nowhere in the video, but it's the image that promotes the video. So everybody was clicking on the videos to watch it to see this girl that they weren't going to be able to see. That was a little trick back when YouTube first started. And then YouTube allowed you to actually put, you know, whatever custom image you wanted to represent your video. So that's what the graphics creator is. And then, like I said, the video creator, and then these are versions for white labeling and reselling, which that's what I did. I bought the reseller white label version so I could rename it Video Dominator and either sell it to people that are not in the membership or give it to you guys.
So let me, because I just went to the website and it gave me a whole, you know, opt-in, lead-in, lead magnet and all that. So where do we access this for you? So are you giving it to us? Did I miss something?
Yeah, I give you guys everything. You guys
we
get
love you.
everything I've got.
Yeah, it's in resources.
Yeah, if you go into the ACT program, let's see here. I'll log in and show you where to get it. And
do you connect it somehow to your own YouTube channel? Is there some kind of integration there?
Yeah, there's inside YouTube, they have an API key. So you can connect your API key over there, and then it will be able to grab the open source videos for you to create.
Would you be able to show us where the API key is located in our YouTube channel?
I would have to dig in there and find it. I think there's a tutorial in here, and when you log into the software, there's instructions in there of, you know, what to click on to get that. So over here under resources, there's a bonus tab. If you click on the bonus tab, this is all the bonus stuff that you guys have access to. There's the automated sales attendant. That's pretty awesome. There's Audience Finder. This is a software that digs through Facebook and finds you thousands of hidden Facebook interest groups that you can't really find accessibly through the front end of Facebook. So it'll dig those up for you. There's a voice search program here to help you get listed in the voice search. This is a custom script that I actually wrote many years ago when bounce rate became an issue. And if you put this script, you can put it on any website. You can put it on a WordPress site. You can put it in any website in the head tag of your code. And what it does, it rewrites the browser history. So if you've got a high bounce rate that's hurting your search results, you put this script on, and then when somebody comes through Google to your website and they don't get what they wanted, they hit the back button, I've rewritten the back button history so it doesn't go back to Google and show it as a bounce. It'll send them to whatever deeper page in your site you want them to go to when they hit the back button. Now, some people have said You know, isn't that going to piss people off? And I'm like, dude, you already pissed them off. They're hitting the back button. This is your last chance for
There's no
redemption.
other loss.
Yeah, you've already lost it. You know, why are you worried about pissing them off now? You already did that. So,
And Google can't figure out what you did?
no, it's just a piece of code in there. There's no reason for them to be suspicious
Right.
of it at all. So,
Outstanding.
So wait, John, so when somebody when they back key, they just go deeper into your website, so they would have to just close the window to get out?
yeah, it only does it once. It prevents Google from seeing the bounce, which if Google sees a bunch of people bounce off your site, they tend to not want to send more people to you because you're not giving them a good experience. So this prevents that. So
Awesome.
like a dentist, for instance, or somebody that's price shopping, you know, they'll hit your site, not see what they want, bounce back, look for another one, and that sends bad signals to Google about your site. So eventually they'll just stop putting your site at the top because of that.
So John, Google counts it as a bounce if they don't go to another page? Is that how that works?
Correct. Yeah, if you go to
Great,
another
okay.
page, because then you're not bouncing back. You're having to type in Google directly. They're not bouncing off your site to go back to it.
Excellent.
So, all right. And then there's the video Dominator there. That's the one
Yeah,
we were
that's
just
it.
talking about. And there's all the stuff that I just showed you and we talked about. And then this one here, for any of you guys that are doing social media, this is, it's called Agency Reel, and it's a social media platform that will broadcast and post social media content out for you on autopilot. So you guys might have seen, like in my social media channels, there's posts up there every day about highly relevant content. I didn't make any of it. I didn't write any of it. And I haven't even been in my social media channels for probably 6 months.
Wow.
It's
Where does the content come from then?
it scrapes it. It will, like, you know how if you go in and you see something really cool in your industry and you share it onto your timeline,
Yep.
that's what it's doing. It's
So,
sharing it on my behalf.
so do you have to identify those sites during a setup procedure?
Yes, you set it up and you can either give it keywords, you can give it highly targeted relevant keywords that if it finds anything in this topic, share it on your channel.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Because I mean, for me, if you told me I had to post in social media every day, I might need a necktie and it wouldn't be for decoration.
And again, do you have anybody who can set that up? I'm at the point where I'm not doing any of this anymore by myself. I must have a person do it. I will pay.
You know what? I don't offhand, but one of the things that I've also been working on in the background is to create a Fiverr type of a site that I'm using Market Presso. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but this Market Presso. So I'm creating a platform where people that want to use the ACT program and get up to speed on the way we do things can actually offer their services. Like somebody could become an agency reel specialist and then offer the service that you're asking for right now out to everybody, all of our membership. So
Is this rebranded or something you created?
I didn't create any of this stuff.
Okay.
This stuff, like Agency Reel, is a third-party thing that I just bought the resell license to so I could give it to you guys. There's another one that for people, I have a higher level of this membership that's called my reseller level, and I've got other stuff in there for them, like this Mapify 360. That's a program that will actually find clients that need help with their websites, need help with their social media, need help setting up their maps and, you know, their Google My listings, Google My business listings, all that stuff. And then it's also got a citation builder right in there. So it not only gives you a way to find customers, it also gives you a product to serve them with. And I'm giving that to my resellers at no cost. It's like, hey, here's a cool tool to get you more more customers and a service to actually sell them and make money with. So that's in there. I forget all the other stuff I've got in there for resellers, but it's basically for the people that want to do services for people, web services, hosting services. They can resell any of my services from my teams, like my web developers. Gives access to, you know, basically all the stuff that I do for my clients in there for my resellers. So I got a lot of shit. You know,
I didn't even know it was there, John. Thank you for sharing that. That's a gold mine.
Yeah. So that, again, that is under here, under the resources and bonuses. And if you guys don't
go into it, so you
How much is it per month, John?
this stuff is all free in your membership.
Oh,
If you're here, you got it.
Thank you.
You guys should all have access to this.
We do now.
It's the reseller tab over here. This is for my higher level, for my resellers that are reselling my services and doing all that stuff.
that's us.
But yeah, you're part of that.
Okay.
In here, you know, one of the things that I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but this automated sales attendant, we talk a lot in the ACT program about how a really good salesperson operates. They ask questions. They tailor their presentation based on the answers they get and based on the observations that they make. What this is a video program where it will create, or it doesn't create, you create a video that introduces yourself. It's like an intro video, and then you ask a question. Like, for instance, I'll use real estate. I use this a lot because it's a simple, you know, it's a simple example. You could come on there and you could say, hi, I'm so-and-so from XYZ Realty. Let me ask you a question. Are you interested in buying a house today, or you got one for sale? And then 2 buttons pop up right inside the video, buy and sell. Now you create a buy button, or a buy video rather. So when they click the buy button, now your buy video pops up and it says, that's awesome. You know, I see you're in the market for real estate. Let me ask you another question. Are you, looking to just get by? Are you a single mom, or are you a growing family looking for a bigger residence, or are you looking for a bachelor pad? Boom, 3 buttons pop up. You click the button and next video pops up. So it's just exactly like you were having a conversation with your ideal customer, regardless of who it is. And it's a way to automate that automation on the web. Because that's the thing that perplexes most people is, how do I build a website that caters to everyone? Well, throw this thing on and you got it.
That's brilliant.
You can ask the questions and you can deliver the experience just like you would in real life. All you have to do is you just have to think out, what is the conversation? What are the questions I normally ask? And what does that lead to? Because every question should lead to another question. So you'll have a tree, and that's what when you get into the back end of this, you'll see it sets up just like a tree. You create the spots, you create the buttons to go to the next tree, and then you just plug the videos in. So you create your script, you create your tree, you create your videos, you plug it all into this software, and it gives you a widget code, and you drop it on your website. You're done. It's phenomenal. And this has been up here for 2 years, and I think I've had 2 people use it. It just kills me. It's like, and I've talked
about, get a bunch more.
I've talked about this over and over and over, this technology, this,
so John, so I'm going to, John, here's the, I'm going to turn on my camera here. I'm all like, hello. I just told Chris Rawson if he could be the guy, because he's got this brain, he's got the technical brain. Like, if he learned, even just from you, like, or whoever to set it up, you got customers right here.
I know. That's why.
And then you got Craig's customers. And this is like, all I've ever wanted is to find the right technical people just to set it up, because I don't want to do it. And I know you've got all these great tools, but the reason I don't use
tell them
them
that we have.
Oh, hey, Lisa, we also have Logan
Oh, can
is
you
up
show-
here.
Logan's part of our team now. We're adding on our team
All
here.
right, so let's get this party started so I can freaking pay to get this done because it's
Okay.
taking all too long.
Right here.
Give me your
So
credit
learn
card
it.
number. Start right now.
I'm so confused.
Listen, for those of us that were, I'm going to say lucky enough because it's a clusterfuck, I got my SBA loan and I have to spend it on my business
Wow.
so that they can
awesome.
forgive at least $10,000 of it. So I'm doing it the right way and I'm spending it on my business. And so
Yeah.
Cool.
You go, girl.
get your crap together.
Did you get the PPP
Outstanding.
loan or the other one?
No PPP, SBA.
So the
PPP is only
SBA
for people who have people who are employees.
Yeah. So
Not
we got
true.
we got that loan too, but I thought that you had to pay that back.
You
Not
do
for
30
10.
years.
The first $10,000 can be forgiven.
Whoa.
I just
Yay.
got it too.
It's a 30.
Yay, we
So-
all got it.
It's
So let's
30-year
hop on
loan,
it
yeah.
and let's get going.
Right.
people.
So, but you have to spend it on your business. And if
Yeah.
there's an when it's audited, if it's audited, listen, so
Yeah.
many people got it. And I'm like, don't you really want to audit the,
Did you read the fine print? Lisa, did you read the fine print where it says you have to spend it in the United States? You can't hire someone in India?
no, I
It has to
didn't, but
be-
I did
I
not.
read that part.
Well, I
Just to let
don't
you know.
want to hire anybody in India. I want to hire you guys.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, here's a solution for you, and I have a lot of companies that do this every year. At the end of the year, like a lot of my commercial clients, they will call me up and say, invoice me X amount of dollars. And I say, for what? And they say, because I've got extra budget and I don't want to lose it next year. And then I just put it on hold for them for whatever they want throughout the year.
Yeah.
How do you get that kind of client?
I have a bunch of those. Those are big corporate
just think.
clients.
Corporate clients.
Tell people.
They do it all the time.
Yeah, corporate clients. If they're given a budget every year, and at the end of the year, if they have excess in their budget, where it means they didn't spend it all, next year they're given less because they're trying to accommodate what they need.
Yeah.
So if they
Wow.
spend it all and they complain, their budget gets increased for the next year.
Yeah.
If they're frugal and they don't spend it all, then they reduce it to match their spend.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
Hey, John,
it's interesting.
John,
Yeah.
do you have any examples of these, the two that you said that we can see on the automated sales attendant?
These, I would have to go in and look and see who they were, and I can probably do that. But if
I want to
you
see what it looks
go-
like.
Yeah, I can also give you the address of the actual site where they sell the software.
Yeah, that would help.
And
Mhm.
they've got tutorials, they've got all kinds of stuff on there. And actually, once you get an account created here, it gives you access to all their back-end tutorials and everything.
Okay.
too. So it's pretty cool. Now, most of the stuff, when you see this and you want it, you've got to send in, like it says here. It gives you instructions on how to get it. Like all paid members get up to 3 automated sales attendants. So I can set 3 of these up for you if you want them use them on different sites or different parts of your site. You get 3 of them.
So these sales attendants, basically, are they people that chat and they're real human beings, or are they AI sort of chat bots?
No, these are videos.
No, he already went through that.
Okay.
Yeah,
about 10
these
minutes
are
ago.
these are actual videos. It goes from one to the next, just like a salesperson would ask a question,
Oh.
and then you click on on your answer, and then you get the next video based on what you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it gives you instructions in each one of these on how to get it. So it's like this one: submit a support ticket for audience finder access, include the email used for your membership, and we'll get that to you within a couple of days. Usually if I see it right away, I just send it out, but sometimes I'm not watching. So I
Okay. Sorry.
put in there a couple of days just to give me a padding. But yeah, all this stuff's in here for you guys. RainMaker, for those of you that want to know what RainMaker is, this is an older video. RainMaker is now called SitePop. And this is a software that is this is like one of the things that gives me the term diabolical attached to my name. This is a software that we actually did develop 10 years ago. It was originally called RainMaker, and what it does, it's a network of computers and cell phones that sends signals into Google that affect its artificial intelligence. And like, for instance, if Google is looking to connect brands to things because its artificial intelligence tells it that users know particular brands. So if enough people click on or type in a search keyword plus a brand, Google's AI figures out when somebody else is looking for this keyword, they probably want that brand. It's on autopilot, it's an algorithm, it's artificial intelligence trying to figure out what the universe wants when they search. So that's very unfair for the little guy, and you can see this at work. If you type in almost anything into Google right now, if it's a product, it's probably going to come up in an Amazon listing. If it's a home item, it's probably going to be Home Depot and Lowe's and, you know, all of those kind of places. If you're in real estate, you're going to see the, you know, realtor.com and all of these big giant Goliath realtor places are going to come up, and the little guy doesn't have a chance against that. And it's because Google's AI has figured out people know these brands, so let's promote these brands. Let's not roll the dice and throw some unknown out there. So what this software does is it runs a search for a keyword, and it looks for your site to click through, but when it doesn't find it, it bounces back to Google. Google hates bounces, especially on its own properties. So you bounce off Google back to the search box, and you add your brand to the keyword, and then you run the search, then you come up, then it clicks through. What we just did was we told Google when somebody's looking for that keyword, they're looking for your brand. And now all of a sudden, enough of those signals, and Google figures out, hey, this brand belongs at the top with these big Goliaths. People know about it. And we've got over 10,000 cell phones in the network now to run these search signals for us. So our software reaches out to those cell phones and it runs those as a real user off of a real user's device.
So it's rebranded as SitePop or RainMaker?
RainMaker was the original version when it was desktop. When we redeveloped it into mobile, we call it SitePop now. We kind of ran the gamut. Everybody kind of knew what RainMaker was, so we wanted to slide it under the rug and kind of get rid of it. Because this is kind of stuff you don't want to be known for. This is the kind of stuff that only people that need to know should know. And, you know,
stealth mode.
I've always told people this is what's kept me alive in the SEO game for over 2 decades. You do not stand in front of a dragon and throw rocks at him. You're not going to live very long if you do that. So the other thing, we're just about probably less than a month away from rolling out SitePop version 2. And since we've already built the network, we've already got the devices in play, version 2 is going to now be able to send those signals at Yelp to effectively manipulate the Yelp listings.
Oh, that's big.
It's also going to send them at YouTube to effectively manipulate YouTube. It's also going to send them to Amazon.
Ooh.
So SitePop version 2 is going to be a Goliath. And just as a kicker, we're going to throw Bing in there as well. Because we found all these companies are all moving to AI, and the AI all works the same. And it's like a little kid. It's not very bright.
Apparently, Bing has a very high demographic of women, because women typically don't download the latest browser like Chrome or Firefox. So if you want to actually get access to women, you put your search engine optimization on Bing, right?
Yeah, where did you ever hear something like that?
I think someone like John Limbacher.
That's awesome.
Guilty
Yeah.
as charged.
Yeah, I actually confirmed that with somebody pretty high up inside Bing. They didn't even know why either. Like that blew my mind. That just
Does
blew.
voice search go to Bing more often too?
Bing is, I don't know about more. Bing does bring that into its calculation though.
Okay.
So but I don't know about more. That would, I don't see why it would, but Google's got a lot of devices out there that are listening to stuff. I've had people over the last few months, people like just, you know, family and friends and stuff are just kind of freaking out of what they're seeing. They're literally talking about something and then they pull their phone out of their pocket and then there's the ad for what they just talked about.
That happens.
It's kind of freaking them out.
That happens for Rich. This is Allie. He has, what I've noticed is he has apps on his phone and they're listening to everything. I have even said, and I'll say it here, John, I think that if we genuinely want to create new ideas, you gotta like put your phone somewhere else and talk about it on the beach, because everybody's listening and culling, and it's unbelievable, like instantaneously. And Rich has like Instagram, Facebook, like YouTube. I don't have Facebook app on my phone, and I noticed such a huge difference of direct, instantaneous response to our conversations. It's very creepy.
Yeah. Well, that same network that we built to do this, to manipulate Google, that same network, we've kind of done some tweaks to it along the way for a couple of big commercial clients. And one of the things that you'll see if you go on my Internet Dominator site under traffic services, this crowd targeting tab.
Oh, really?
Some of you guys have heard me talk about this, but this is a technology that's unique to us. And we're using basically the same network that we use for the search to do this. But we've combined 4 different technologies here. And I'll show you, we basically take, like, this is number 1 here. This is a satellite. This basically satellite technology ropes off a geofence on a building. So that's what the blue box is around the building. And then number 2 is the cell towers. Now we cross-reference these 3 cell towers to find the cell phones that enter that box. So this could be a trade show convention. This could be a car dealership. This could be a house that's having an open house. It doesn't matter. So we know every cell phone that enters that area, enters that cube. And then we come over here to a third data center, third-party data. We match up that unique ID of that cell phone into a third-party data center, and we know every device that user owns and operates, like their home computers, their work computers. So then number 4 is we follow them home. We follow them to their home and work computers and advertise to them. So based on where they were in the real world, we grab their cell ID, we find out their other computers, and we send ads to them. So to give you an idea, one of the things that we did to test this, one of the people that actually paid a shitload of money to get this built for them was a Mercedes dealership. We did this, we put a box around 4 other high-end car dealers within a 5-mile radius. And we grabbed the cell phone IDs of everyone that hit those car lots. So if you went on that car lot, we had your cell phone ID, we found your other computers, and we started sending ads to them to pull you over to our Mercedes dealership. The first 90 days of running that campaign, we pulled people off those other 4 car lots onto our lot and sold 74 Mercedes Benz that was absolutely trackable. that this customer came off that lot on this day. They were here on Wednesday and they bought this car here. That's pretty awesome. We've also used it for
That has
casinos.
to be the definition of creepy.
Yeah. We've used it for a couple of casinos. It worked really well. We've used it for restaurants to pull people out of other restaurants. We've actually even used it for a political campaign in Florida a couple of years ago, and they won by a landslide. So pretty crazy stuff, but it talks about the whole thing here, how it works. Here's the examples. This one's kind of interesting here. A steakhouse, what we used it for with them, they were having trouble getting employees, kitchen help. And what we did was we took other steakhouses in the general vicinity, and we didn't map the steakhouse. We mapped the alley behind the steakhouse where the employees take the trash out and go out there to smoke. So we specifically targeted their employees only and sent them job opportunity ads to their phones and to their home computers. Basically stole their employees.
Wow.
So anywhere where the cell phone is, we're picking them up.
Hey, John.
Yes.
It's Cheryl. Hi.
Hey, Cheryl. Welcome back.
Thank you. I pop in now and then. If we have a competitor who's spending large amounts of money online advertising, can we do that concept with their online stuff, or is it just cell phone things?
Well, this particular thing is it's grabbing the users. So let me explain this a little different way. Do you guys know about retargeting? Retargeting is when somebody comes onto your website and you have no way to follow them after that. So they come onto your website, and if they don't opt in or they don't buy something, they leave. You'll probably never see them again. Retargeting is when they come onto your website, the browser drops a cookie on there, a pixel cookie. And then when they go on to another website that displays ads, the ad network sees the cookie and says, that person was on this website. We have an ad for that website. Let's display that ad. So that's how ads can follow you around on computers. That's the way normal retargeting works. The customers that we've used retargeting for, it has been the cheapest, most effective advertising we've ever seen, because it's intent-based. That person was on your website. They had an intent, and retargeting brings them back to close the deal. In advertising, they say you got to see the ad 7 times, 10 times, 20 times, whatever it is. This is a way you can do that. And the retargeting ads are super cheap because they sell them by the 1,000. And it's usually anywhere from like $5 to $15 1,000 impressions. So your ad can literally show, 1,000 times for $5 to $15. Super cheap. The cost, though, the thing that everything about it is incredible. The bad part, the downside, is it's only based on your web traffic. So for you to create an audience could be very expensive to drive the traffic to your website to begin with. We've eliminated that. I can create a massive audience out of people just walking around in the real world. And the retargeting ads on the backside, they're the same, so they're cheap. So this technology is not an expensive ad platform. It's incredibly inexpensive and incredibly effective. Like if you were, and it just keeps getting better with this, because the data center that I told you guys about, that we cross-reference the devices, they hold up to 12 months of data on every cell phone. So what that tells you is I could go back a year in the past and tell you where that cell phone's been. So let's say you were a restaurant and you're just reopening now after COVID, and you didn't bother to build a mailing list when you were open last year. I've got the mailing list of everyone that was in your place in the last year. I've got the mailing list for everyone that was in every one of your competitors' restaurants in the last year. How would you like to shoot ads out to them at $5 a thousand?
John, I got a quick question. As the person who's getting the ads on my phone constantly from any website I've visited or whatever, is there a way to get it off your phone?
Nope. You are on a website that is getting paid by the advertisers. So if that's part of the terms of the use of their website, is you're going to see ads on their site. It's just like watching television. If the ad people are paying for the TV space, you're going to see the ads.
So like even when I go to a news thing, like even I'm going to read the news thing on CNN. I'm going through CNN. All of a sudden an ad pops up for freaking shoes.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Try and stop it.
That's what I wanted to ask. Can't stop it. Okay. Thanks for that answer. Got it.
Here is a small list of some of the sites that we display ads on.
So can we, is that something, is there a training in how to do that, John, or we hire you to do that?
Oh, we do that for you. We've got ad people that will create the ads for you, set this all up. Basically, all it takes from you is a conversation with our team about what you're selling, what your demographics are, what your target areas are. Like if you went to a trade show, if you do trade shows every year, how would you like to know who was at the show last year and start running ads at them to come see you in the booth the week before the show starts?
Okay, I'll send you an email.
But the question is this, is this the geofencing thing you're talking about? Because nobody's going anywhere right now.
That's why I've got this all the way a year in the past. They were going to all these places a year ago. What's that?
From every single industry, because you know I keep coming back to my industry is very different. Do you have testing facilities? Do you have?
If you can give me an address and a perimeter, I can tell you who was there in the last 12 months.
Any address anywhere?
Yep.
You're killing me. Okay, got it.
John,
Oh
John,
my
this
God,
is
that's
your
awesome.
private network, John?
Holy.
Yeah.
John, this is your private network?
Yeah,
or,
I had mentioned this at one of Craig's masterminds, and everybody looked at me like I was whiffing glue. They're like, what the hell is he talking about?
We thought you were.
And I'm like, okay, this isn't the right audience for this.
Well, you know, we were on that, but the way I understood it is that I had to set up the actual physical location from this point forward and collect all the information and then target them. And so that's why I was like, I can't do this now. Nobody's going anywhere.
No,
I didn't realize that you had all of this, we think, from every address already stored for the last year.
Yeah, we have access to 12 years back data.
John, I gotta make you a little picture that says simplify more, please. Because remember 2 years ago, my main thing was break it down for the dummies. And I'm talking about myself, nobody else on the call, but break it down for the dummies. Remember that?
Yeah. Who would make the ad? Is it an ad for a mobile app?
Yeah, we make the ads.
He didn't hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do the ads, we do the placements, we do the whole enchilada. Basically, the only thing that we really need to know from you is where are the people that you want to hit, or where have they been, and what date were they there. Like if it's a conference, like tell me or a stadium. If you want the people in a football stadium on a particular date, I can pull that data. If you want people that were in a trade show building, in a convention center on, whatever weekend or whatever week or whatever day, we can pull that data. If you want people that have been in a restaurant, or in the back alley of a restaurant, for that matter, I can tell you who was in a bathroom.
Can you do it over a period of time? So for example, my own company, which is not it is mine, but whatever, Actors Connection in New York has had the same physical location for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And over, I gotta say, a 1 month or 6 month period of time, there's probably a gazillion actors in and out of that door that I could retarget for Act Outside the Box, which is my solo company, because could
Yeah.
you do that
Yeah, we could tell you within 12 months. I can go back 12 months.
and get everybody who was in there for 12 months?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I am emailing you later today.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very cool technology. Like, you know, in answer to Cheryl's thing about making everything simple, sometimes I'm not very good at that, because a lot of times the clients and the customers that I'm dealing with, they're throwing shit at me that they want that I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And I just got to figure it out. You know, they're like, hey, we want this done. I'm like, okay, you got the money? All right, I'll get it done. So sometimes I'm not trying to figure out how to simplify it. I'm just trying to get it done.
Well, I think the thing that helps with these calls is when, one person asks a question and then that sparks a question from somebody else, and it helps you just get more dialed in on what you have to offer us, because, it's hard to go back in the back office and figure all of that out, which is why it's great to be on these calls, because it's like, oh my gosh, you've got that.
Yeah, that's why, if you guys just tell me what you need, I can probably tell you where it is, either in our system or how to get it in somebody else's. Because I've been working with so many different companies for so long. There's just about nothing I haven't seen at this point.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I love that saying. I tell people when they want to know if I can do something or what my qualifications are or anything like that, I love to be able to tell them I've been doing so much with so little for so long. I'm now qualified to do anything with nothing at all.
That was our motto in the military.
Yeah.
Hey, John, this is Chris. One more question. One other question I had. Oh, okay. So we have a client that needs to create a dating app for the hard of hearing, and they're willing to pay. And I was just wondering, how would I best go research that, or do you have any ideas on that?
I can connect you with somebody that I've got somebody that that is doing something similar. I can connect you with. They're doing dating apps,
and they specialize in audiology or hearing, or just in dating apps in general.
They're doing dating apps, but they're trying to bridge that gap. So I think they've already got a handle on it. So
on what?
On the hearing impaired type thing.
On what? That niche?
Yeah.
So they want to at least white label that and brand it for doctors of hearing, or actually lovetohear.org, which is their nonprofit.
Okay. Yeah. I'll put you guys together and maybe you can figure something out.
Yeah.
Because they don't know much about marketing.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, they don't know much about marketing. That might be something you could market out for them.
Work on. Wow. So both kill two birds with one stone. I wonder if there'd be a conflict of interest because they have their own brand that they want to do it under their white label and their foundation.
Yeah. Not sure. You'd have to hash it out with them.
John.
But might
hey,
be
John,
cool.
I had a question about last week. I've been working on a couple of pages on one of the sites for the Google speed test.
Okay.
And it turned out that there's a lot of DOM elements on some of the pages, DOM elements that was giving us a low score. What's your latest position on splitting up, like this one article is 6,000 words. If you split it up into pagination, so you would split up the article into about 500 words. I know that in the past, you're a big fan of splitting up articles. So the user, when they hit a site, would go to a deeper page into the site, would go to part 2 on a website. But my question is, I read something last week where they're saying that the Google bots can now, you don't have to put a tag in. I don't know the exact thing about this, but you don't have to put a tag in anymore because the Google bots can detect that an article that's split up into 6 different pages is the same article. How does that affect SEO rank though? Because if you split up an article into 6 pieces, does that hurt the SEO rank, or does the Google bot know that it's one page and you'll get all that SEO value?
I have not heard anything about it knowing that it's all one page, unless you're doing it with code. Like there's some code where you can hide contents on a page until you reveal it. So, but as far as speed, I don't think that's going to speed the site up. But what I've seen, there's multiple parts to their algorithm, which has made the whole thing fairly complicated these days. One of them, and I believe this is probably a bigger thing than coding itself, is how someone interacts with the website. And there's a very big difference between revealing more content on the same page versus clicking to a deeper page. Keeping them on the site, keeping them on the page, getting them to click deeper, all of that stuff is really good. So I know that some of the bigger sites, like I've seen this, it just kills me every time I see it. I go on and you know, I'll pull up a website, and I believe SEMrush does this. They've got ads on their website, and I'll see this ad for something like, and I don't know how it knew this, but when a while back we watched that season show on the Brady House, when HGTV bought the Brady House and they redid it. Well, we watched the show, and apparently they knew we were watching it, because I started seeing all these different Brady ads when I was on SEMrush, and it showed this one. It showed this one that had, I think it was Marcia, and it said, you know, see the people that they married, see the people that the Brady kids married. And I'm like, all right, that'd be interesting to see. So I click on it, and it's showing all these different stars, and the Brady kids were like the last of 50. So you had to click 50 pages deep through this thing to get to what you wanted. And it's all interesting, and it's all like drawing you in, and you just keep clicking. You ever get into a gallery and you just keep clicking on the pages to see? You see a little tiny thumbnail, and then you keep clicking, and it's just got you. Those sites are killing it in the ranking because of that interaction. Like when Google sees somebody spends 20 minutes on a website and they've gone 50 pages deep, that's a pretty strong signal that that site has good content.
So you're saying that you would be in favor, like for one article, say for a review article that's 6,000 words, you would be in favor of there's a button where load more. So you would stay on the page and you would load more of the page. But you're also saying that the technique of clicking deeper, 50 pages for something. So there's 2 different techniques you're talking about?
Correct. There's keeping them on the page, and then there's getting them to click to the next page. So the more of each of those that you can do. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Can someone unmute their phone? I hear someone's kid in the background. It's over the whole conversation.
Okay, I'll mute them all out here. I think everybody's muted now. But
thank you.
Yeah, I would prefer both. And the way I like to keep people on a website is with video. Video content typically keeps people on a website way longer than written content. So if you put like video, and this is like the ultimate thing. If you have, like, say you got a top 10 list, like somebody's going to click here to see the top 10 reasons for X, and they go there, and you show them number 10, right? You get to the end, maybe you put a video on there walking them through the number 10 thing. And then at the end of that, you say, click the next button to see number 9. Then they click that, they go to another page. The page can have all the written content that's in the video, so it can be transcribed, but you've got the written content for the SEO value of the on page. You've got the time on site because the video's holding them there, and you've got the click to the deeper level at the end with the call to action to see number 8.
Okay.
That's a
So-
really good format for doing all of that for your SEO value.
I've read that the Google bots may not go very deep on certain sites. So if you have 50 pages like you're talking about, the bot may leave because it doesn't have the bandwidth. What about that? Can you talk about that? Does it depend
Sure.
on?
Yeah, they don't necessarily follow every site. And what happens is if you've got external links on the site, they're much more apt to leave your site and then go elsewhere. But there's a tag that you can put in there to tell them how often to revisit your site. Like if you have fresh content constantly, you want them to revisit your site more often. So you have a lower value there for the revisit time, like days before they come back.
Okay.
And basically you're helping them by telling them, hey, we don't update very often. You probably don't need to come back for a month. That
Okay.
helps them because they don't chew up their resources coming back to see if you've got anything fresh.
Okay. So it sounds like you're saying then you would try to do 2 techniques then on a site. You would go for, if it's one article, press here to load more of the same page. And you would also do a technique where, top 10 lists or top 50 lists where they would keep clicking to the next page. So you would do both. Now, if you have a URL where the URL says page 2, page 3, is that seen as the same URL to Google, or does that dilute the value of?
No, that's a different one. And what I would do on your pages, I would make the page specific to the next topic. Like whatever the number 9 thing was, I would make it specific to that so it can rank for that.
Okay. In terms of I keep seeing this, and I was wondering if you could explain this a little better. Canonical URL. A canonical URL. Is that a big deal these days, or is that? I remember that's been around for years, but
Yeah, it is at this point in time. As far as your URLs should be, they should all be canonical. That's been proven. That pushes juice to the main one. So if you have to decide whether you want www or non-www. What I do is I typically go to Google and I put in site : and then the domain name, and I see which one's more prevalent. If I see one www and I see 4,000 non-wwws, I'm going to canonical it to push to the non-www.
What does canonical mean?
Canonical means same as. So it's like an alias. It's like if you have the same website up on www as the non-www, Google sees them as 2 different sites. So you're basically telling them this is the primary, you should ignore the other one. And they appreciate that. So they don't try and duplicate content, all of that. You're basically telling them this is where the real deal lives. Everything else should just point here. And it should also be canonically done to the HTTPS at this point. So anybody that tries to go to a non-S, it should be re-forwarded to the HTTPS to whatever form of your domain is more powerful, www or not.
Where do you do that?
I'll go to Google itself and I'll put site : and the domain name and see which one has more weight.
And then what do you do with it?
I do exactly what I just said. I'll put a canonical tag to force everything to that.
That goes on your site?
That's like a meta tag, or if you're using WordPress, there's a thing in there that will do it for you. It just makes it super easy. But if you have a regular HTML site, you can put a canonical tag in it. Like I did this about a year ago for a big MLM company. They had a problem where all of their agents, or whatever they call them, their affiliates, their MLMers, they were outperforming the main website on the replicated sites. Like they each got replicated sites, and they were able to go in and tune them up to where, and they were sending links to them, and they were beating the main company's website out on all their key phrases. And the main company was really pissed off about it. And they hired me to fix it. And all I did was I went in and I dropped a Canonical tag in there for anybody that tries to go to, you know, one of the sub affiliate sites. It would just forward them back up and say the main content's up here on the main hub. And it was like magic. It was within 24 hours, it sucked all the juice out of all those sub pages and forced it right up to the company. They were very happy, but a lot of their little sub people were not very happy. And I'm like, that's just another reason why I don't like MLM companies. It's a pyramid, and they're only interested in the ones at the top. I know because I've worked with them. So interesting stuff. But anyway, anything else, Anthony? Was that it?
No, thanks. I'll look into doing that and see what happens.
Okay,
Thanks.
cool. All right. Anybody else before we wrap up for today?
Yes.
I have John.
Yeah, go ahead, Woody.
Yeah, hey everyone, love you guys. You're the best. I am getting ready to launch a campaign with some TV ads, and I am, you know, you guys know me and you love me from Craig and here, but I am wondering, should I, as president of my company, be on air with my voice, or be on film with the hole in my neck and my thumb in it? I mean, is America ready for this shit, or am I just eating too many marijuana brownies?
Depends on what freaky hour you're on.
Woody, I think you're just fine the way you are. I think probably most of that is in your head and not in the exterior. I think people are pretty accepting of you know, what you're going through, and the whole fact of your story. If you get your story across, I think they're going to really resonate with your story. Which, you know, the story is a very successful guy that made a whole bunch of money helping a whole lot of people in real estate, has now come out of retirement to help you in the times that we're going through. You know, he saw this massive opportunity and this massive challenge for people, and he's actually come out of his retirement for you. So you're coming out as an advocate. You know, there's a villain involved, and the villain is the whole COVID and the economy and all that. You're basically coming out to fight the villain for them.
Because you
I love that. But my cousin Jimmy said, he goes, like when he was doing a lot of QVC stuff, he said, you know, I always got more pull with a woman's voice, you know, pitching it. I don't know if that was product specific, but, you know, like who wants to hear from the retarded on the voice guy? Well, you know what? I'm giving you insight as to the bad things I think of myself on the worst day. But on the best day.
Like I said, that's demons in your head that you need to deal with. It's not true.
Yeah.
I think people would be very endearing toward you, especially tied to that story. I mean, you don't need to come out of retirement to help them. You're
right.
You know, that puts you in a whole different light right there. Now, I'm never going to be opposed to women in advertising because it just works. It always has. But I think doing that alone for you would probably be a mistake. I think you have a lot of endearment to your story and all that you need to take advantage of. Now, coupling that with a woman being your advocate and being your voice for most of the time, I think would work very well. But you need to be introduced, and you need to be the hero behind the curtain at least. But they need to see you. They need to see you and hear from you in at least a minimal fashion, in my opinion.
People are always looking for a way to uniquely identify themselves. This sets you apart so much, and people will actually be drawn to it because, hey, remember talking about that guy that has to talk with his thumb over his neck or whatever? That will actually draw people to you. It will not move them away from you.
Thank you, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, when you came into Craig's group, we'd never seen you before. And I think everybody, you know, nobody like freaked out. We were a cold audience. That was a good testing pot for you.
Got it. Thank you all. I love you guys. You know that, and respect your opinions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just to touch on the YouTube topic a little bit more, if any of you or your clients have YouTube channels where they're publishing content and they either have services or they're hawking services for other people in the form of like sponsors or something, a lot of YouTubers will just put that at the beginning or the end of their video. And it's actually a lot more beneficial to advertise on your own YouTube channel because you actually get a portion of your own revenue that you're doing, and it's super cheap. So, and it's a way to cut out that content on your video. So if they hit replay, they don't have to see that advertisement a second time and piss the tar out of them. So, and they can skip it precisely if they don't want to see it, instead of being forced to watch whatever, I'm sponsoring this, or here's my product XYZ. They can skip it if they want, and then you don't even have to pay for it at all, and you still got a little bit of branding. So if you're generating your own YouTube content, consider advertising on your own channel because you have at least a lukewarm audience because they're already watching your stuff.
Yep. Yeah, that's part of the branding I was talking about in the beginning. And Mike's talking about specifically putting the videos on your own videos, advertising your own stuff. So
That's brilliant. What a great hack. Thank you.
Or if some YouTube people will have sponsors or whatever, and if you can incorporate your sponsors into an ad on your videos itself too. So
very cool. Maybe.
Hi, John. I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, on SitePop. I need to want to get the maximum out of it, and I only have 2 devices, and I think I should have like 6 devices on it. If I use a cell phone, like you said before, one can use just like these little inexpensive cell phones. Does it have to be connected to a phone number, activated like phone number, or is it just the device, just like it's an iPad or something?
Yes, you can just connect it to Wi-Fi. I've got about 40 of them sitting over here on the table next to me, and they're all just connected to Wi-Fi. The ones that I've found that are the least problematic, let's say, of the cheap cell phones is the one that's called the Blade Track Phone. And you can pick them up at Walmart, or you can pick them up at Target for about 20 bucks a piece. And what I do is I remove all the apps that you don't need. I turn all the notifications off, including the emergency warnings, all of that stuff. And then for some reason, the cheaper cell phones, when they go to the sleep mode, they stop broadcasting and they stop listening. So that can create a problem with the SitePop because it's not connected anymore. So I leave them on. I turn the sleep mode off so they just stay on all the time with the screen active. And that has solved most of the connectivity issues using the cheaper phones. But we've been picking these phones up at Target and Walmart for about 20 bucks a piece.
Yeah.
And you just connect them to Wi-Fi and they're good to go. They're solid.
Yeah, no, that's great. I need to just get all these extra slots filled because it will, I guess, enhance the working of it even more.
Yeah, each phone you connect to the network, you get an additional 250 searches each month. So
Yeah, I've been wasting all those, so I need to get on it. Well, thank you.
absolutely. All right. And any of you guys, if I know a lot of you guys jumped on the whole Be Connected deal, they've now put me on as a trainer. I'm an official trainer for their company, and they've given me the Monday morning slot. I'm going to be on there Monday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, at least up through the middle of August. So if you guys need overview or help with the Be Connected platform, hop on there. I'm on their calendar. So if you go into the back office, you'll see me on the calendar Monday at 10 a.m. If you've got people that want to know about it and you want to get them to sign up under using your affiliate link, bring them on there. I'll explain it to them and point them back to you to sign up for you.
Cool.
So,
Hey, John.
yeah, Gabe.
I have a quick question about if you could, the second tier payout on the Be Connected, could you just kind of go back over that real quick?
Sure, yeah. Currently, on their current affiliate program, it's active right away, but you don't actually get to be what they call a qualified affiliate. You have to become a qualified affiliate to actually get paid. So to become a qualified affiliate, you have to get 5 affiliate commissions. And in most affiliate programs, they have that. They don't call it that, but they have that. They have a minimum payout amount. Like with Google, it's a minimum $100 payout. So you have to build up $100 worth of commissions before they'll actually pay you. And with Be Connected, you just have to get 5 people, and then they'll pay you basically every month regardless. It could be a $20 commission, they'll still pay you out. But the first tier, they're paying $50 per sign up on the first tier affiliate commission. And then on the second tier, which is anyone like that you bring in, anybody they bring in is the second tier, and you get $20 per sale on that. So
okay,
Jay that brought me in, he probably sees a shitload of $20 sales under his account. Those are for me.
Yeah, we're in the same account together.
Okay,
so,
yeah. So you guys probably see a whole bunch of $20 affiliate commissions in there.
Okay, yeah.
That's the second. That's the second tier. It's not MLM, so they don't go a third tier, and they don't have all these other funky restrictions like most MLM companies have to get paid out. It's once you become a qualified affiliate, you're good to go. And
right. So each is that $20 per month or $20 per new sign up?
It depends on if they roll into the monthly or if it's just a sign up. It's whatever it's commissions in an affiliate program. Commissions are paid on dollars moved. So like for me, you got $50 when I signed up under you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you won't get any more off of me directly because that was my only payment because I got the 2. Now I'm lifetime for free.
Right.
So, but anyone I bring under, you'll get the 20 off of them. And then if you get your 5 and you become a qualified affiliate and you're one of the first 500 to do it, then you get double commissions. And you also get the roll-ups because they're going to close the affiliate program after probably the end of August or September. They're going to close it out. And the only ones that are going to be in are the ones that got in now. And basically, they're going to still pay commissions on everyone that joins to pay for the platform. But all those commissions are going to roll up to those first qualifying affiliates, which is like a phenomenal opportunity. Russ had mentioned, he sent me an email. He says, wow, he goes, I never thought you'd get on an MLM. And I started laughing. It's not really an MLM, but it's got a massive opportunity getting in where we were able to get in.
Yeah.
So, John, the reason why you say it's such a great opportunity, other than the affiliate money that one can make, do you feel like it's going to be? You said kind of be like a LinkedIn up and coming.
It's exactly.
I want to know how to position it to people in any industry, pretty much, so that they can see the opportunity, but also long term.
Yeah, I believe I believe it myself to be possibly the next LinkedIn platform, because it's basically, it's the same thing. It's just like LinkedIn, but it doesn't have all the associated garbage that LinkedIn has. LinkedIn, I don't know if any of you guys are in LinkedIn or Alignable or any of those others, but there's so much spam and there's so much just, you know, garbage connections and noise. It's just, I don't even pay attention to LinkedIn anymore. In here, this platform is based on a dating app in the background. So it's making the connections based on quality of user and interests, you know, so it's making the connections. You can't just go in there and just, you know, spam the whole network like you can do in LinkedIn. It doesn't allow that. And if you do try and make a connection with somebody and they give you a bad rating, the system is going to slow your ability to even make connections down to a crawl, and then eventually just cut you off if you don't make good connections and get good reviews. So I think there's a lot to it. I think it could really take off. That's one of the reasons that I jumped on it. And if it does get big, and if they're going to open up a lot of positions for people to train and give away free content in there to help business owners. So I'm like, that's a perfect place for me to position myself to help business owners so they know who I am and what I offer for them, so I can get more people onto this group.
John, that's what I was struggling with last night watching your episode you did on Monday. And I'm trying to understand if it's more of a LinkedIn thing that you're trying to make business connections on buying and selling goods to one another, or is it more of a training thing that you're looking to learn from somebody or have someone do work for you, like outsourcing type of work? Could you explain a little bit more about that?
Sure. It's basically, it's kind of multifaceted. You've got the connection thing, because basically what business owners need, we all know this, business owners need, you know, they need a business, they need some kind of specialty, they need, you know, either to provide a product or a service or knowledge specialized that someone else would want, right? The next thing they need is they need training on how to run a business, and then they need connections, and it really kind of follows along in the ACT program. You know, you need people, you need message, you need product, you need all this stuff put together. You need to know how to do it all, but then you need to connect on the end to the right people. So the platform, it's a connection platform, but they're also plugging the holes. They're plugging the holes of, like in LinkedIn, there's a gazillion people in there that have no idea what they're doing. You know, they're calling themselves coaches, they're calling themselves whatever. I see people in there, you know, portraying themselves as mentors, and they've never even run a business. They have not the foggiest clue what the hell they're doing, and they're trying to lead people on something they've never done. You know, it would be like some kid out of high school trying to come in and give you SEO knowledge. You know, who would you rather have your SEO knowledge from? Somebody that's never done it before, or, you know? So they're taking like the best of the best and bringing them in to help business owners use their connection platform. So that in itself is like a really, really good concept. You know, help people actually consume your goods. That's a pretty good thing to do in business if you want to thrive and grow and expand. And they've also connected with resources for you, just like what I do. Like, I find resources for you guys and I bring it to you. That's what they've done with Zoom. They've cut a phenomenal deal to get you guys access to the Zoom platform, the enterprise version, 500 seat license for basically $12.99 a month now. You couldn't get that on your own. So that in itself makes it worth the price of entry. Plus they're doing the whole referral thing of bring 2 people in and then you get the platform for free for life. That's, you know, it's kind of like the old Prel commercial. You know, her hair looks so good and she told 2 friends and they told 2 friends and so on and so on and so on. Pretty soon the screen's full of just little dots that represent people. That's their whole concept, is the two to bring two is how they're going to go viral with it. It's a brilliant concept. It's a, you know, it's a great platform, and I hope it really does get the legs that it deserves and takes off. If it does, I think it could be like a, you know, the next LinkedIn type of social media platform.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
John, really quick, the Monday recording, did you happen to have it, or do we have to wait for them to put it up because it's still not up as yet?
Yeah, actually, I do have it. I went in and downloaded it, so I've got it. If you want to send me an email, I can send it over to you.
That'll be great, because somebody couldn't attend and they can't attend next week either.
Okay.
So
The
I want to
next
send
one
that.
will probably be better because there was some little nuances about it that I wasn't really up to speed on last week, and I talked with JR from the company and also Scott Schilling, and they kind of brought me up and trained me a little bit better on the stuff I wasn't real clear on. So
Okay.
I would probably encourage you to wait till the next recording.
Okay.
But if you want the one from last week, I can get it for you.
No, that's okay. I can wait Mondays. Then I'll wait till you do it on Monday, and I can send it to her on Monday.
Okay.
So Monday's the new one, John?
Okay. It's
Yeah.
Monday at 10 Pacific.
And that's
And then,
the
If you're a member, if you're already a Be Connected member, if you go into the calendar, all of the sign up links for the webinars are all in their calendar. If not, I'm
I
gonna
want to send somebody to it.
yeah, I'm gonna send. Let me see here. Let me pull the link out for you.
and then John, really quick, I need to get a couple more. So if anybody else is interested, if you can let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm.
Remember, I'm on that list too. I got a
Yeah.
real quick question about when you send out your emails, you have a abbreviated link. It's not the same as your link on Be Connected. Do you use like Bitly or Pretty Links, and exactly how does that work?
Well, actually, in Kartra does that by itself just automatically. So that's a built-in feature of Kartra itself. So that I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about when you put a link in.
So rather than John or internetdominators.beconnected.com, you got something else.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I actually created a link called internetdominators.com/BEE. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, I created that. I do that through my hosting platform. So anybody that is like on my hosted servers and stuff, I show them how to do that with the platform. But it's also easy to do if you have a WordPress site. There's a plugin that you can get called Redirect, and you can create those in there. It's a free plugin, and I set Craig up with that because I like to do that for all my affiliate offers. I make them all internetdominators.com / you know, whatever it is, like Kartra or B for Be Connected. I just do that because when I'm out on the fly, I can remember the addresses really easily versus trying to remember all these different URLs and stuff. But in the chat, I'm going to put the link in here for the Monday thing for anybody that wants it.
Oh yeah, man.
That is that Zoom link there. That's the one for the Monday meeting at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if any of you want to see me present the whole Be Connected platform, that'll be every Monday now up through the middle of August. I'm going to be doing that. So it's in the chat. So you're good to go on that one.
So what do you do? Glue and paste it? The address you just put there? How do I connect with them on Monday?
Yeah, you can copy that and just paste that into a web browser, and then you'll that'll get you. You'll have to put your name and email address in, then it should put you right onto the program.
Very good. I'll have Alice do it later.
I have another question, just in the anticipation of how this will grow, and obviously the more people who's part of it, the better the networking would be for, which is what I'm interested in, the networking for customers, for the business. Do you think that the $299 sign-up fee and $99 monthly fee, do they anticipate to make that an ongoing thing? So it's a little more of an investment than something like LinkedIn. Well, actually, I don't know what LinkedIn costs when you pay for it.
Yeah, LinkedIn is about the same. LinkedIn, if you're paying for the LinkedIn platform, it's about roughly the same amount.
Okay.
But LinkedIn has a free version. When Be Connected actually rolls out to the public, they're going to have the same thing. They're going to have a free version where people can, they can create a profile, but they can't make connections. They can only respond to connections from paid members. That way it doesn't become a spam pot.
Okay. Yeah, but that's good, just to kind of anticipate where it's going and why it's a good thing and so forth.
But here's the other thing. Later on, like a year or 2 years from now, nobody's going to be able to get that free deal. They're going to put a stop to that as soon as they, as soon as the thing goes viral, and people will be willing to pay for it at that point.
Yeah, John, you have to have 2 people sign up under you in order to get that free deal.
Yeah, when you get 2 people to sign up under you, it doesn't qualify you for the affiliate yet until you get 5, but it does qualify you for free lifetime access to the platform.
That's awesome.
That's what most people are interested in. And when I first saw it, I usually don't get very excited about too many things. So when I saw it, I was thinking, okay, well, if it does take off and it'll be worth having a lifetime membership, that'll probably be worth a considerable amount. So what I was originally thinking was, I'll buy mine, I'll buy one for Barb, I'll buy one for my dog, and then cancel the other 2, and I'll get my lifetime version for free. And basically it cost me $900. That was my original thought to it. And then once I got in, I started looking at it, started talking to a few people. I'm like, whoa, I think this might go somewhere. So that was when I was in it for about 3 weeks before I even sent the email invite out to you guys, because I hadn't decided yet whether it was even worth me talking about or not. So when I sent the email invite out, I had 5 people sign up within an hour, and I had my qualified thing there. And then I thought, okay, pump the brakes. I don't need any more in under me. I talked to Craig and I'm like, hey, Craig, you should do this. You should get your 5. I know if I send this out to your people, they're going to sign up under me. Let's get them to sign up under you, because I still get a cut of it. So he did that. And then same thing, on down.
That was one of the main reasons we sent it to you, John, is because we believe in your vetting anything we send to you. If you like it, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I remember when Jay told me about it, I'm like, well, that sounds interesting, but he didn't really know too much about it, so he connected me with Scott.
Yeah, it had only been started for a few weeks.
Yeah.
When we got to it.
Yeah, that's when I got to Scott. Scott connected me to JR and Tanya.
Yeah.
Scott and Tanya. So we all kind of had a little powwow, and I got to figure out, what it was they were doing, and, where they were in it, and, everything behind it. I'm like, oh, okay, this looks like something I might want to be involved with. So that's kind of where we're at. It may go somewhere, it may implode. We don't know, but for $299, it's, I've definitely spent more and got less. That's for sure. It's like anything in business, you gotta try it and gotta participate. So, all right. Well, I think that's probably it for today. Anything else before we wrap up?
Can I give a shout out to you, John?
Sure.
So John helped me build my first campaign under emergency circumstances. I was doing a telesummit 3 weeks ago, and somebody that I'd hired didn't complete the task. So John helped me in 45 minutes, broad brush, the best campaign I could have gotten started with. And then Tammy helped me fill out some of the edges. And this morning I just closed my first client that not only funded my telesummit $2,500 fee, but got me double that so I could pay for Dominator for the whole year. And for Contra. And one client. So yes, it works and it's awesome. And I got 35 more to go. So we'll keep you posted. But that was just, even if with the little snafu that I had with not having it connected to my Google Calendar and missing 5 calls, I've gotten those people rebooked, and people are going to sign up because there's something there to sell. But I couldn't have done it without your help, and certainly couldn't have done it in my sleep without CarTrust. So thank you.
Well, awesome.
Bravo.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Linda.
Thank you.
Good job.
It works. It works.
Yeah, it was funny. I saw a guy that I hadn't seen in probably a year just yesterday, and he was actually one of the very first Kartra campaigns that I set up for anybody. And he was in the virtual real estate world, where he does VR for architects doing massive projects. And he was like kind of, I don't want to say desperate, but definitely out on the phrase, wondering if he was going to make ends meet. We put this campaign together for him. And like I said, I haven't seen him for probably a year. He stopped by basically to thank me. He said he has 5 customers. He said he hasn't done any ads since the original ads that we ran in LinkedIn for him. We ran them for like a month, and he said, stop. He goes, I got enough. And he told me yesterday he has 5 clients that these businesses, the smallest business of his 5 clients is $1 billion company. Mm-hmm. And he's got 5 of those. And he said he's got enough work for the next 10 years from one campaign and 1 month's of LinkedIn ads. I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. I need you to do a video testimonial for me.
I'm telling you, John, one campaign can change your life.
Yeah, I've seen it. It does. So you just got to get the right metrics together, and that's what the ACT program is all about. Figuring out profitable market messaging and driving the people to it. So cool stuff. All right, guys. Well, hey, have a great week and enjoy the warm weather out there, and we'll be back on with you next week.
Yeah, with the fireworks at your house.
They were spectacular as always.
Oh man, send us a snippet.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, John.
Bye, everybody.
See everybody.